Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to tonight's rivalry matchup on the campus of Wheaton Academy in the Warrior Dome. Before we introduce the starters for the St. Francis Spartans and the Wheaton Academy Warriors, would you please rise? Gentlemen, kindly remove your ball caps for a word of prayer, followed by the playing of our national anthem. Father in heaven, we ask your blessing on the game we're about to play. Give each one of courage to play the game in a manner which, by our words and our actions, is pleasing to you. Let us enter into this competition in a spirit of sportsmanship with the respect for the members of the opposing team. We ask you, Father, to bless each one of us, especially the coaches, the officials, the parents, and the players. Keep us under the protection of your Son, Jesus Christ, and help us to be aware of his presence within the game. In your name, amen. And now, let's meet the starters first for the visiting Spartans. Number 4, Michael Casella. Number 10, Ryan French. Number 12, Sebastian Miller. Number 20, Danny White. Number 24, Robert Nosek. And now, the starting lineup for your home team, the Wheaton Academy Warriors. Starting at guard is senior number 0, Gerald Blackman. Starting at guard is senior number 1, Jack Jackman. At guard is junior number 4, Tony Sanuba. At guard is junior number 5, Marcus Holt. At forward is senior number 32, Sebastian Perez. The Warriors are coached by Kurt Baldwin, Dan Smith, and Jake Fritz, head coach Steve Dunn. Tonight's officials are Andre Barnhart, Craig Cabellas, and Greg Hertzstein. Good luck to both teams.
Well, good evening, and we are pleased to be with you from the Warrior Dome in West Chicago for this mega rivalry game between your Wheaton Academy Warriors and the St. Francis Spartans. Coming into the game tonight, St. Francis enters with a record of 5-11, while the Warriors enter with a record of 11-5. I'm Corey Hockett, and I am excited to give you this game tonight, which always proves to be an exciting one when the two rival schools come together. Marcus Bolt goes and gets the tip, and the Warriors will start the game with the ball. Just to give you an update, St. Francis starting number 20, Danny Blank, number 4, Michael Cascella, 10, Ryan French, 12, Sebastian Miller, and 24, Robert Nocek, while the Warriors going with the starting lineup of Blackman, Sanuga, Bolt, Dykema, and Perez. And you just saw Sebastian Perez finish off a defensive rebound, kept his composure down low, and finished the layup, going for the three-point play, good old-fashioned, and one. So Perez steps to the line and misses his first free throw. Free throw shooting has been a bit of an Achilles heel for the Warriors this year. For a team that shoots as well as they do from the outside, they are only shooting 60% from the free throw line. And that's got to be something that Coach Tunn wants the Warriors to improve on as we move into the end of January and the February playoff run that the Warriors will hope to make. Nice defensive there. Stand, but Warriors not able to pull down that loose ball, and St. Francis will start it over. Wheaton Academy playing man defense against St. Francis, and does a nice job of seeing the ball on that backdoor cut. Bolt comes up with the rebound, picks up the loose ball, and then throws it out of bounds. So that'll give St. Francis the ball coming back down. We are pleased to be with you in our second broadcast here on the WA TV of 2019. Always exciting when we can bring you our Wheaton Academy athletes in action. And want to give a shout out to our fans who are watching all over, not only the country, but also the world in tonight's game. We are in the midst of what we call Winterim at Wheaton Academy, where students are taking classes here on campus, doing internships around the country and around the world, and then traveling. And we have students in 9 different time zones, 14 different trips. The only trip that has returned are the Warriors, who just returned from a wonderful week-long trip to Washington, D.C. They had a great experience, and so the Warriors are back, but the rest of our Wheaton Academy family is spread all over the globe. So we are excited to bring this broadcast to you. Block there on Dykema as he went to the basket. Out of bounds on St. Francis. The Warriors will keep the ball. Bolt did a nice job seeing the floor there to get it to Dykema. Warriors look a little sloppy here on that inbounds play, just not tight. Toby Sanuga does a great job challenging, and balls off both teams' hands. St. Francis will retain possession. Toby Sanuga, new to the starting lineup, beginning with the Christmas tournament that the Warriors won at East Aurora, and he just brings a great combination of skills as a point guard, but also his athleticism. He's able to jump and rebound, and as you saw right there, got his hand up to block the St. Francis player. Bolt bringing the ball down again, looks to push the ball to Dykema. Dykema not able to finish. Perez goes up, out of control there, and then on a loose ball foul, the Warriors reach in. That's on Dykema. Again, low-scoring game here, about 2.5 minutes into the first quarter, and both teams looking a little bit sloppy. So I'm sure Coach Tunn and Coach Dwyer from St. Francis wanting the boys to sharpen up their game. Wheaton Academy stays in that man defense, looking to get the ball into the post, and Perez does a nice job staying on his feet, not fouling, forcing them to kick the ball back out. Wheaton Academy working to put pressure on, enters the ball into the post to number 24, Robert Nosek. He's not able to finish. Toby Sanuga brings the ball down and gives a nice little look away, shoves off his defender, and is able to finish the layup to bring the Warriors to a 4-0 lead. And there was great defense by the Warriors. You saw Jack Dykema really pressuring high. Help defense came from Marcus Bolt, and then Sebastian Perez was right there, ready to reject any efforts that St. Francis had to try to go to the hoop. Ball went out of bounds off the Warriors. St. Francis keeps the ball. So we said to you, we've got Warriors all over the world, and that is part of the reason why, even with such a huge rivalry game, we don't have a huge Maroon platoon contingent here. St. Francis did a nice job of bringing their student section. And into the games, Sean Conley for the Warriors, out, number 20, Danny Blank. I'm sorry, for the Spartans. Danny Blank out, Sean Conley in. St. Francis running 2 high ball screens. Dykema did a nice job staying with it. And again, the Warriors really, I think, doing a nice job with their man-to-man defense, getting good pressure. And there the St. Francis Spartans get one to fall. Number 24, Robert Nocek, hit a nice, nice layup there. St. Francis brought pressure. Gerald Blackman did a great job keeping his head up, split the seam, and went to the basket. Getting ready to come in for St. Francis, number 35, Marcus Ingold, and for the Warriors, Max Sharnowski, getting ready to come into the game. Max is number 24. He's a junior and has done a great job with the Warriors, giving them some really powerful minutes in the post. There was a foul on Blackman, so not very many fouls so far with 4.5 minutes gone. The Warriors with 2 fouls against them, and St. Francis with 1. Another sub for St. Francis, number 25, Eric Welsh. So on that foul, St. Francis will keep the ball, and the Warriors going with Sanuga, Dykema out of the game right now, Bolt, Perez, Blackman, and Sharnowski. Sharnowski got caught behind a screen there, and number 4, Michael Casella, nailed the 3 to cut the Warriors' lead to 1. St. Francis bringing some pressure. Looks like they're playing a bit of a zone. Marcus Bolt tries to get a shot off there. Not able to hit it, but Sebastian Perez got the rebound, tried to go to the basket, and stepped out of bounds. So the Warriors going to bring some pressure themselves. Up till now, the tempo was pretty slow until St. Francis really upped the pressure. And so the Warriors running kind of a 3-2, a 2-1-2. St. Francis trying to bring multiple guys up, and they're able to get the ball through the pressure, but the Warriors did a nice job of recovering, although that was a great pass to number 25, Eric Welsh, who finished to bring the Spartans to a 7-6 lead. Right now, the Warriors just look flustered and a bit out of control. Sharnowski did get fouled there, so that'll give the Warriors a chance to settle down. Here you see that great assist from number 5 on St. Francis, Sean Conley. And here the Warriors will have the ball out of bounds. Into the game, Christian Perez, younger brother of Sebastian Perez. He takes his brother out. And the Warriors looking to get themselves settled here in their offense. Trailing 7-6, 2 minutes and 40 seconds to go here in this first quarter. And Bolt tries to force the ball into Perez, not successful, and St. Francis comes up with the ball. There in the pace of play, we had a loose ball foul, number 4 on the Warriors, I believe. Toby Sanuga with the foul. Back in for the Warriors, number 1, Jack Dykema comes in to give Marcus Bolt a breather. One of the keys that teams who have been successful against the Warriors have done is they have really looked to change up defenses and take Bolt out of the game. Marcus Bolt is the Warriors' leading scorer, averaging 16 points a game, shooting 36% from the three-point line. Marcus has been a pretty significant and prolific scorer for the Warriors. And the teams that have been able to contain the Warriors have been teams that have run kind of special defenses to take Bolt out of his game. That was a nice set play run by St. Francis. There was a backdoor cut there for number 32, Nicholas Kazimetatos. And sorry about my pronunciation there. But Nicholas did a nice job, held onto the ball, got fouled, and he'll step to the free throw line to shoot 2. Hits his first. Steps to the line. And the second is good as well. So that changes a little bit of the pace of the game, if you will. It felt real slow with the Warriors up 6-2, and then right now St. Francis just really trying to up the pressure. Wheaton Academy coming off of a game against Arundel Christian Academy. They played them when we were out in Washington, D.C. And in talking to Coach Tun before the game, Wheaton Academy lost on a last-second shot. But he mentioned that one of the things that had been difficult about the game was that the Warriors really faced pressure and didn't handle it as well as they should. So you see that a little bit in this game. But ball went to Charnowski off the scramble. Sanuga athletic play to get that ball. Charnowski not able to hit the layup, but did step up and hit his first free throw. Charnowski shooting about 59% from the free throw line, and he's not able to hit that second one. Right now, St. Francis, even though they come in with a record of 5-11, they are playing with some fire. And anybody who has followed the rivalry between St. Francis and Wheaton Academy knows that they come in to these games with a great deal of intensity. And you see the level of play right here. Now on that, there was a loose ball foul. Jack Dykema did a great job. He was on the ground, he had gotten pushed, and did a great job fighting, getting the ball to Blackman. Blackman just got his legs taken out from underneath of him, and both Blackman and Dykema showing that senior leadership and holding on to the ball. So the Warriors will keep it, and they will inbounds the ball. Ball to Sanuga. Looks like now St. Francis on an off-the-ball foul against number 32. We have a technical foul called. Truthfully, I'm not sure what happened. There was a technical foul against Toby Sanuga for the Warriors after number 32 had fouled Max Charnowski. So what you'll see here is St. Francis will shoot two. They send Michael Cascella. And Cascella hits his first to extend St. Francis lead. And not able to hit the second, and Marcus Bolt gonna come back in for Sanuga. So in this particular case, when there is both a foul and a technical foul, the Warriors won't get the benefit of possession. So on a technical foul, it's 2 shots and the ball. And even though the Warriors were also fouled, should have gotten possession, but it was negated off the technical foul. So St. Francis has an opportunity to really open things up here with a 3-point lead and possession of the ball. So this will be a critical defensive possession with 1 minute and 19 seconds left for the Warriors. Right now the Warriors have Christian Perez in, Max Charnowski. Nice finish there by number 35, Marcus Ingold, to extend St. Francis's lead to 12-5. Again, this has been a really interesting pace of a first quarter. Baskets have seemingly been few and far between. Blackman does a great job of hitting Jack Dykema in the corner, and very regularly. That is Jack's favorite spot. Jack doing a great job this year, shooting 36% from the 3-point line, and I think his favorite spot is the corner, which anybody who's a shooter knows that is not an easy shot. Warriors there step in on defense, able to get the turnover. Bolt gets the ball to Blackman. Nice give and go by Blackman. Marcus Bolt with the assist, and the game just that quickly is tied up. And you see the explosive nature of the Warriors offense, especially driven by that 3-point shot this year. There's Charnowski picks up the ball, lead pass to Blackman, who hits the layup to finish the first quarter and put the Warriors up by a score of 14-12. That's Blackman's 6th point. And did a great job there off the lead pass. Max Charnowski head up. Super intuitive basketball play to finish the quarter with time running out. I think you're going to get a chance to see that great pass by Charnowski to Blackman, and I just want you to notice that was on that left side of the floor. Blackman stayed under composure and did a great job hitting that layup. So we want to give a shout out to all of our viewers watching WA TV. Hopefully you will follow us on Instagram and Twitter at The Real WA TV, and you'll subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you can stay up to date on all of the Warrior action and all of our broadcasts. There it was again, that great finish by Gerald Blackman. We're going to watch it. And here was the give and go just a few minutes prior by Bolt to Gerald Blackman. Really notable that Gerald finishing really well on that layup. Just his composure. So the Warriors going to start the second quarter with Christian Perez, Toby Sanuga, Max Charnowski, Marcus Bolt, and Jack Dykema. And it looks like St. Francis is going to start Fasana, number 1, number 24, Robert Nocek, number 10, Ryan French, number 20, Danny Blank, and number 15, Nino Christopher. So St. Francis doing a little bit of switching on their lineup, not going with their starters. So I told you we had people watching all over the world. Want to give a shout out to our team watching us in Israel. Wheaton Academy has a group of 25 students and 4 chaperones, including our head of school, Steve Bolt, and Ben Thorson, Wheaton Academy quarterback, and also one of our key members of our theater department, giving us a shout out on YouTube. Hi, Ben, and hi to all of you in Israel. So tie game, 30 seconds into the second quarter. St. Francis with the ball, the Warriors trying to defend. Christian Perez just got caught up top, loose ball foul. That brings the fouls for both teams, I believe, to 5. So both teams 5 fouls against them. Probably a pretty good likelihood that we're going to be in the bonus here shortly. Christian out of the game for the Warriors and Sebastian Perez in. I believe if you follow this, the Daily Herald statistics, I believe one of the leaders in the area, Sebastian, is, I believe, 13th in the area in rebounds, which is, he is leading Wheaton Academy, averaging 6.4 rebounds a game, and we've said he has just been such an important presence in the post for the Warriors. So we'll see if the Warriors can get themselves going offensively. Like I said, St. Francis really trying to pressure. It looks like right now they're in a straight man. The Warriors running their motion into Perez. Again, does a nice job. Can't finish the layup. Tip. And Perez does a great job staying with it. Charnowski steps to the top of the key and gets that rebound. Perez out to Bolt, who's just a little off tonight, and then Perez commits that foul on the rebound. So my suspicion, actually, that's just Perez first. Oh, I'm so sorry. I apologize. That foul was not on Sebastian Perez. That was my fault. It was on number 24, Robert Nocek, for St. Francis. If you're watching right now, St. Francis's coach not pleased with that call. And it was definitely one of those that seemed like it could go 50-50. But Wheaton Academy retains possession. Charnowski drives, look for Marcus Bolt in the corner, but steps out of bounds. Like I said, the Warriors in their half-court offense are not moving well. They are not setting screens against this man defense, which is one thing that you need to do in a motion against pressure like what St. Francis is offering. So the Warriors will need to make that adjustment because there would be no reason for St. Francis to shift their defense, seeing that they have held the Warriors, a very potent offensive team, to just 14 points Charnowski does a nice job, gets a steal, and takes it coast to coast. So Max Charnowski hits that layup off the steal. Dykema putting pressure, and he is successful. Again, tried to get up the line there defensively. You saw that great play by Dykema, which resulted in St. Francis traveling. And the possession will go back to Wheaton Academy. Here it is. Looks like that was a set play for Bolt. Didn't quite get the ball in his shooting range. So Bolt to Sanuga. Bolt is so dangerous, and here he is. Again, just a little off, but Wheaton Academy crashing the boards, not able to get that. One of the things about Marcus, like we said, he is just such a great shooter, and the most important lesson for great shooters is you keep shooting. So even though he hasn't found the net, bottom of the net yet tonight, Marcus is a key scorer for Wheaton Academy, but I would also say Marcus is a leader. He's the second leading rebounder with 5 rebounds a game. He's, significant in terms of averaging almost 3 assists a game. He's really a full, well-rounded player, and so Marcus is such an important contributor. There's Sanuga, he keeps the ball, pull up. Warriors just really off from the floor. St. Francis takes a little shot from the short corner, and you see the dominance of Perez on the boards, just really athletic. Sebastian, one of our leaders for our football program here, just a great athlete, both basketball and football. And you can see his influence down low in the post. So here you see the Warriors starting out with a high screen. Nice look away from Blackman. Not able to hit it with Dykema in the corner. Bolt tips it out to Charnowski, and Charnowski just cannot find the bottom of the net. Warriors doing a lot of good things. Just haven't found the bottom of the net yet, and I'm confident that that will change. We're just about halfway here through the second quarter. So in addition to having a team in Israel, we have a Wheaton Academy team in Italy, in Scotland, in Eastern Europe, Costa Rica, Guatemala, Spain. We have 2 teams in the Dominican Republic. We have a team in Haiti. We have a team going to Washington, D.C. Our boys just came back from Washington, D.C. I know I'm forgetting we have a team in Fiji. And if I've missed anybody, you will have to forgive me. I'm going off the top of my head. But a great 2 weeks here at Wheaton Academy, and that's why when you look into the Maroon Platoon section that would usually be packed for a St. Francis rivalry game, they are not there, but many of our Warriors are watching us all over the country. We also want to give a shout out to our family members, aunts, uncles, grandparents who are watching the game. Give a shout out to Jack Dykema's grandparents in Arizona. And I think his other grandma is watching us here from West Chicago. So we want to give her and a shout out as well. Feel free, if you're watching us on YouTube, to say hello. We always like to know where our Warrior family is watching. Oh, that was just unfortunate. Just could not grab the rebound. Bolt does, and is able to retain possession for the Warriors. That had to be disappointing for St. Francis. It was just kind of a nice little bunny shot that did not fall. Blackman, sloppy play, tried to go over his head, get fancy, didn't work. Charnowski went for the steal, and Coach Tun not pleased with that defense, and I do not blame him. So St. Francis ties the game, and Coach Tun calls a full timeout. So Wheaton Academy is on its winter program for 1 more week. Like I said, we'll have lots of different groups traveling and returning home in the next week. While our students here are taking classes, we have a team who is all over Chicago, actually 2 of them, one called Chicago Sports Scene, led by Mr. Broman, our golf coach and avid Chicago sports fan. We have a group who's been all over Chicago on an architecture tour and taking advantage of the great city of Chicago, as well as a horsemanship class, a sign language class. I've walked out of my office a number of times to the aroma of our cooking class. We have students just doing all sorts of learning in so many different ways this week here for our winterim program. So St. Francis has Ingold, I'm so sorry, number 15, and I don't have his name. They have number 4, Cascella. They have number 10, French. They have number 20, Danny Blank. Number 35, Marcus Ingold. And then number 15. And then Wheaton Academy stays with Sebastian Perez, Max Charnowski, Jack Dykema, and Marcus Bolt. And Charnowski drives to the basket. St. Francis gets a hand on it, does a nice job defensively breaking that up. Cascella takes the ball to the basket and finishes. That was a great finish by Cascella with a foul by Charnowski, and he will go to the line for the good old-fashioned three-point play. So that will put the Warriors into the over the limit for free throws, and so St. Francis will be into the bonus for the rest of the quarter. That was Charnowski's second foul, I believe, and so back into the game, Toby Sanuga. So Cascella steps to the line, misses the free throw, not able to extend that lead. So the Warriors down 2 with 2 minutes and 50 seconds to go against the St. Francis Spartans. This is actually an MSC game. The first time the Warriors faced St. Francis this year, the Warriors won 61-52 in the Thanksgiving tournament. Bolt takes the ball to the basket and is fouled, and he will go to the free throw line. Which just shows you what a smart player Marcus Bolt is. Great shooters realize that when it's not a hot night from the floor, what do? You take the ball to the basket and you go to the free throw line. So Bolt will step to the line. He'll shoot 2, give the Warriors a chance to tie the game here. This is his first. And Bolt hits his second. So again, the Warriors down 17-18 with 2 minutes and 30 seconds, and they go into their zone. It's a 3-2. It's been really effective. Sometimes it ebbs into a 2-1-2. Really changing the look, and St. Francis looks befuddled. So their coach trying to get him to attack the gaps. Blackman gets his hand on the ball. Bolt picks it up, and there it is. Like we said, Marcus Bolt, it will be inevitable that he scores. It's just a matter of when. And there he goes. Great defense, sparks great offense, and you saw both on that play. Nice hand on the ball by Gerald Blackman, who's having a great game tonight. Gerald is one of our intangible players. Not only does he score when you need to, but he does all of those things that you need somebody to do. There, the Warriors did not do a nice job covering the post. Got fortunate in that did not fall. And there's Sanuga looking ahead. Bolt gets blocked. There was a travel there. And number 20, Danny Blank, able to put the St. Francis Spartans up by 1. So this is a back and forth battle between these two rivals. Low scoring game, truthfully, for what is typical for the Warriors. Wheaton Academy has the ball with a minute to go. There it is, Bolt looking for Perez. So they are going to have the ball out of bounds. There it is. Bolt to his buddy Dykema. Dykema looks. Nice little pull-up and finishes. That was a great finish by Jack Dykema. Kind of under pressure and stayed real composed. So Dykema also having a nice game. But again, like I said, this is a low-scoring game for the Warriors. So really, they're just all settled in and around 6 and 5 points because both teams only at 20. And here comes that pressure from the Warriors in the zone. They have got a lot of size up top between Blackman and Bolt, and so they are able to disrupt guard play. Bolt dropping down, able to get it, and that was a great over and back. And the ball goes out of bounds. So Wheaton Academy has the ball with 12.4 seconds to go, up 1 here, and getting ready to go into halftime. Here comes Toby Sanuga. High screen from Christian Perez. Sanuga goes up, not able to get it. Perez not able to get the ball, and with 1 second to go, the ball is no good. St. Francis not able to take advantage of that, and so the Warriors will go into the locker room with a very slim 21-20 lead against St. Francis Spartans. We're going to go ahead and sign off here for about 8 minutes, and we will catch you in just a little bit. I'm Corey Hockett for WATV. We are excited to have you, and we will be back with you in just a few minutes. Welcome back to our close MSC conference match. I'm Corey Hockett here with WATV, and I am pleased to be bringing you this game tonight against St. Francis, the Spartans of St. Francis, and your Wheaton Academy Warriors. We have a great camera crew tonight, Aiden Iovane and Wesley Kersey, and they are bringing you this game here for WATV. So we are looking to start this second half. Like I said, St. Francis did a great job containing the offense of the Warriors, holding them to just 21 points here in the first half. So to start the second half, St. Francis going with Blank, Kaskela, number 15, number 10, Ryan French, and number 24, Robert Nosek. And we were just not able to get all of the numbers, so I apologize to number 15, to him and to his family. We just don't have that on the roster. Wheaton Academy starting with Bolt, Blackman, Dykema, Sebastian Perez, and Toby Sanuga. Warriors start with the ball, running their motion offense. One of the things that is just stands out to me about St. Francis is their defensive intensity. Marcus Bolt takes the ball to the basket, not able to get that to fall. So as I said, St. Francis, their coaching staff has done a great job getting those kids to play hard defensively. Really doing a nice job putting pressure. And there it is, Marcus Bolt. This time he is able to finish on that nice little change of sides layup. The intensity of both teams coming out of the half already, you can feel it. These are two great rivals. And Sebastian Perez comes up with a huge block, gives the ball to Blackman, who does a great feed to Sanuga. And I'm not sure what Toby was doing right there. Went to the opposite side of the floor. Blackman saves Sanuga, goes up, finishes. So like I said, Toby had that layup and wasn't able to finish it. Blackman comes down off the steal. And you see the Warriors upped their level of intensity. Both teams coming in the MSC. The Warriors of Wheaton Academy coming in with an 11-5 record, and the St. Francis Spartans coming in with a record of 5-11. We are so pleased to have all of our viewers and want to give a shout out to the Perez families who are watching from Philadelphia and from Puerto Rico. And we are so glad that you guys are able to join us as a fellow Pennsylvanian with family in Philadelphia. And there's Bolt, not able to hit that ball into Blackman. Great feed. And speaking of Perez, there he is again, Sebastian Perez, a force in the paint, doing a nice job finishing that layup there off the assist from Blackman. Wheaton Academy really working hard, pressuring the ball, and there it is. Blackman playing some face guarding defense against Michael Kaskela and forces St. Francis to throw the ball out of bounds. So in for St. Francis, number 35, Marcus Ingold. Out, number 10, Ryan French. St. Francis is a tenacious team, and that is something that characterizes their school and their athletes, is their tenacity. And so you see they are still putting a lot of pressure on the Warriors. Warriors realizing that against heavy man pressure, you gotta go to the basket and set screens. There was just a short ball there by Gerald Blackman. As you see, our maroon platoon section is a little bit sparse tonight, and that is because Wheaton Academy is on Winterim with students. We have over 220 students traveling, and there is a great layup by Sebastian Perez. He is one of our premier athletes here at Wheaton Academy, was a leader on our football team, and you saw that, his athleticism there to step in for the steal. You see this on the replay, under control, goes in, nice little reverse layup there to extend the Warriors' lead 29-20. The first half was a well-played back and forth half, especially by St. Francis. And you could tell Wheaton Academy was troubled in the first half by their pressure, not able to hit some of their shots. And so in this half, it seems like the lid has come off the basket a little bit. Wheaton Academy bringing a higher level of defensive intensity, which has seemingly bothered the Spartans. So here we go out of the timeout. Warriors will step back on. So for St. Francis, we've got 4, 35, 24, 15, and 5. And for your Wheaton Academy Warriors, you've got Bolt, Dykema, Sanuga, Blackman, and Sebastian Perez. Wheaton Academy coming with some full court pressure, and they are gonna need to hustle. Here it is, it's a 2-on-1. And there, you see that. Sebastian Perez just does a great job. Most post players, you know, they want to try to block with some sort of statement block, and Perez is very disciplined. You just saw that he did not come up with contact, disrupted the shot. Wheaton Academy's pressure is successful. But the Warriors will need to watch because with so many of them up the floor, St. Francis did have a 2-on-1 break there. Blackman going to the basket. St. Francis called for a foul. That's Cascella called for a block. There you see that great defensive play there by the Warriors. Then Sanuga holds on to the ball, and the Warriors able to retain possession. Into the game, Fasana for St. Francis and Cosmetatos. Out for the St. Francis Spartans, Nosek and Cascella. So Wheaton Academy has the ball out of bounds under the basket. Ball goes into Dykema, and he is just hip-checked by number 32. And that is his third foul, number 32, Cosmetatos. He is a real aggressive player. Wheaton Academy inbounds the ball with just under 5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Bolt gets the ball down to Perez, who makes a nice spin move, not able to finish. Sanuga not able to get the rebound. And the Warriors' transition defense there, very subpar. And so number 35, Marcus Ingold, does a nice job and finishes the layup to get St. Francis on the board here in this second half. And then the Warriors not taking care of the basketball, and St. Francis getting the stop. You feel like this has been a game of runs, and both teams have had their moments. In the first half, Wheaton Academy went up 6-2, and then St. Francis really brought up the defensive pressure. And now here in the second half, you see Toby Sanuga bringing the pressure, but Blackman steps up, reaches in, and is called for the foul. So both teams with 2 fouls here, halfway through the third quarter. Wheaton Academy looking to pressure. Into the game for Perez, number 2, Stephen Ryan. He is a senior in for the Warriors. So Wheaton Academy gonna stay in their man defense. One of the things Coach Tunn does is change up the defenses, and this is sort of a run and jump, if you will. Unfortunately, Wheaton Academy not able to execute, and Stephen Ryan called for the blocking foul. St. Francis's coach trying to help his guys to see the floor if they can pass out of that trap. There is space underneath the basket, and there it is. Bolt steps up, and on the kind of back and forth, Dykema fouls number 32, Cosmetatos, who finishes the layup and is fouled. He'll go to the free throw line to try to cut the Warriors' lead to just 4. That was a great finish by number 32 from St. Francis. Stepping to the free throw line to finish the three-point play, which he does. So 25-29, your Wheaton Academy Warriors holding on to a lead here. At the end of the first half, the Warriors were just up by 1. They extended that lead out to 7, and then we've had a little bit of a momentum shift and a run from Wheaton Academy. Bolt Driving to the basket to Sanuga. Bringing the offense back out. Blackman looks at Bolt. And again, like we said, Wheaton Academy facing a lot of pressure from St. Francis, and the way you've got to beat pressure is either set great screens or drive to the basket. That's Ryan's second foul off that transition. Cosmetatos will go back to the free throw line to shoot 2 more. Again, Wheaton Academy needs to shift the momentum. Like they did, they came out at the beginning of the second half, really, really focused and intense. Into the game is going to be Max Sharnowski for Stephen Ryan. Sharnowski's a junior. Cosmetatos misses the free throw, and the Warriors bring the ball down up 3 with 3 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Wheaton Academy looking to run their offense. St. Francis really pressuring. You see, trying to really get the ball up. There's Blackman, who does an unbelievable job taking the ball to the basket, nice and composed. That is his 10th point. We do want to give a shout out. A couple key members of our Maroon platoon are watching the game from Israel. It's a 3:30 a.m. time for them. There is just a very interesting call by the official. Cosmetatos, I believe that's who that was. Nope, sorry, number 35, Marcus Ingold, looked to have pushed Jack Dykema. The official didn't see it that way and called it an out-of-bounds play. St. Francis with the ball. There's Dykema stepping in. Dykema doing a really nice job using his athleticism to disrupt St. Francis. Here we come again, Wheaton Academy. That was a big finish by number 32, Cosmetatos, playing with 3 fouls. It's his 8th point to cut Wheaton Academy's lead to just 2 with 2 minutes and 20 seconds to go. So Wheaton Academy coming down, running a set play there for Marcus Bolt, who kicks it to his buddy Jack Dykema in the corner. And like I have said so many times this year, Bolt to Dykema for 3 from the deep corner. And that was a huge, huge 3 to increase the lead back to 5. And there it is, Dykema up the line defensively, really doing a nice job putting pressure on St. Francis. So Blackman tonight with 10, Dykema with 1, or I'm sorry, Dykema, number 1, with 8 points. Those two doing a nice job leading the Warriors. One of the things that I am encouraged about as we watch Wheaton Academy tonight, Marcus Bolt not having a great shooting night, but he is contributing and such a key member of this team. Marcus rebounds, he's passing the ball, and he's a great defensive presence. And this is how Wheaton Academy is going to continue to excel. Okay, number 3, Justin Hocker in for Gerald Blackman. Hocker, another one of our dual sport athletes, does a great job as one of our wide receivers on the football team. Great athlete. I'm sure Coach Tunn is putting him in as a defensive presence, and it was right. You saw Hocker gets the block there, I believe. Bad defensive rebounding by the Warriors. They just did not block out. And getting hurt, Wheaton Academy, by number 35, Marcus Ingold, and number 32, Nicholas Cosmetatos, both of them with 8 points. It's interesting. St. Francis not a huge threat from outside. There's Toby Sanuga, and Justin Hocker gets the rebound. See, it's back and forth, getting aggressive in there, St. Francis. Pacing the ball, just not able to hold on to it, throws it out of bounds, possession back to the Warriors. So Wheaton Academy bringing the ball down. And we'll see here if they can extend their lead. Like I said, St. Francis trapping. Nice job by Toby Sanuga into Max Sharnowski, and I believe there it will be. Marcus Bolt from 3 for the corner. That was a nice ball movement. And the lid off the basket for Bolt. And there it is, Jack Dykema stepping into that passing lane, finishes the layup. And the Wheaton Academy Warriors, just like that, with a 5-point run to extend their lead to a 9-point game. And now from the Warriors bench, you hear it. And here comes Max Charnowski doing a great job to Sanuga. He's not able to hit that. But again, you see that intensity and athleticism defensively from both Charnowski and Sanuga. There was that assist from Charnowski to Bolt in the corner. Bolt, a 36% free throw shooter I'm sorry, 3-point shooter, I apologize, for the season. He has shot and made 36 threes this year. Sanuga to the free throw line. He is an 83% free throw shooter, leading the Warriors. Again, to extend the Warriors' lead to 10. However, you got to say, in watching this game against these two bitter rivals, the Sanuga hits the next, you never feel like any lead is large enough against St. Francis. They are a tenacious, scrappy team who just plays hard all of the time. And Wheaton Academy needs to match that intensity for the rest of the game. And there's some interior passing. Like I said earlier, Cosmetatos and number 35, Marcus Ingold, hurting the Warriors. Those two doing a great job. Official makes a carry call against Toby Sanuga. We'll see that here. Yep, kind of a little bit of a subjective call, especially with basketball today. All of you NBA fans will know that lots of these calls, the carry, the travel, very subjective to the officials. Not like when many of us played, and it was definitely more well-defined. So with 4.3 seconds to go, the Warriors up 9, 41-32. 2 seconds, 1. And a great effort by number 35, Marcus Ingold, who was really the player of the quarter. He and Nicholas Cosmetatos combining for the St. Francis 12 points that they scored. So if you remember at halftime, the Warriors led 21-20. They went on a bit of a run in that third quarter, 20-12 run and turned up the intensity and the heat. Marcus Bolt kind of got going a little bit there with 5 points in that third quarter. And then Jack Dykema with a team high along with Gerald Blackman. They both have 10 points. And then Wheaton Academy also getting some help from Sebastian Perez as well. So the usual suspects leading the Warriors. This is an intense game. For those of you familiar with the Wheaton Academy St. Francis rivalry, you'll know that even though the Maroon Platoon is watching remotely and digitally, you will know that it is still just as intense of a game. So St. Francis starts the fourth quarter with the ball. They start with number 4, number 15, number 20, 32, and 35. The Warriors start with Blackman, Dykema, Sanuga, Bolt, and Charnowski. Wheaton Academy able to get the stop there at the beginning. Communication area, Dykema going to screen for Bolt. Blackman, they just had a miscommunication. Good connection between the two of them. And back into the game, number 32, Sebastian Perez. Again, we here at WATV are just so excited for all of our Warrior fans, family members, alumni, and students who are watching us and following all over the country and the world. Oh, that was a great three-point shot for St. Francis. We'll see that here on the replay. That was number 25, Eric Welsh, who hits the three in the corner. That was a great three under quite a bit of pressure there in the corner by Welsh. And once again, St. Francis, no lead is safe against them. They cut the Warriors' lead down to 6. And so the Warriors up 41-35. St. Francis calls the timeout. Looks like they are going to come and bring pressure against the Warriors. You see, we've got our families and our friends. You see Pastor Rob Reno and his family here to support JD, just among one of our many supportive parents that we have here at Wheaton Academy. We are so grateful for each and every one of them, for all of our students. So you will want to follow us here on WaTV at The Real WaTV on Instagram and Twitter. You will also want to subscribe to our YouTube channel because we would not want you to miss one of our upcoming broadcasts. Our girls basketball team will return home tomorrow night from the Dominican Republic. They went on a winterim mission trip with Go Ministries and had a great week with the members of Go Ministries team in the DR. St. Francis coming with a zone here, a little pressure. Wheaton Academy kicks it out, runs that two-guard front into Perez, out, moving the ball. Gotta say, I'm pleased to see the way the Warriors are moving the ball. Sloppy pass from Sanuga. He thought it was tipped. The Warriors, the official didn't see that. Out of bounds, off the Warriors to St. Francis. So Sharnowski back into the game for Sanuga. Again, with the Warriors up 6 points here with 6 minutes and 45 seconds to go in the game. So the Warriors have Sebastian Perez, Gerald Blackman, Jack Dykema, Marcus Bold, and Max Sharnowski. So really tonight the Warriors led by Dykema and Blackman with 10 points each. Bolt has 8 points. And their number 35, Marcus Ingold, finishes a nice layup. He'll step to the free throw line, and he will look to complete the good old-fashioned three-point play, the and one, if you will. So that cuts the Warriors' lead. You see that here. Boy, with as aggressive as basketball is, I will have to respectfully disagree with the officials' foul call there on Sebastian Perez. Arguably, I'm probably biased, but that was a little bit of a light foul call there. So Perez not able to hit that jump shot. Warriors back on defense. Sharnowski did a great job staying on his feet there, battling. Wheaton Academy gets the ball. Blackman here on the run. That is clearly a foul, and the official doesn't call it. Again, I think the officials need to stay in control of the game here, as St. Francis energy significant. There's the, oh dear, Michael Cascella appears to be down for St. Francis. He has been a key player for that team. And so you'll see here on the replay, wow, that was just a very dangerous play. Fortunately, it looks as if Casella is shaken up, but is being tended to by the medical staff. We really hope and pray that he is okay. So into the game, Michael Fasana. And thankfully, Michael is up. We send just a lot of thoughts and prayers to him, and as he will need to recover from being clearly shaken up. Again, he is, you know, one of those heart and soul players for St. Francis, who has fought all the way back to cut the lead to 41-39. So Wheaton Academy started the half up 21-20 and extended the lead to almost 10. And now St. Francis fighting back to cut the lead to 2. St. Francis playing a 1-2-2. Really aggressive. Bolt and Blackman up at the top. Again, to defeat a 1-2-2, or 2-1-2, sorry, the Warriors need to do what they just did, which is get the ball into Perez, and then there goes Charnowski doing a nice job. St. Francis's coach shouting to watch Bolt, but you've also got to watch Dykema. And then that's a nice little play by Michael Fasama, and a putback by number 24, I believe, for St. Francis, Robert Nocek, to tie the game with just over 4 minutes to go here in this fourth quarter. And you can hear all the basketball players from St. Francis are here cheering for their varsity team. And there's the release. Bolt and Dykema. Bolt and Dykema both back on defense. Bolt, again, you notice his leadership, just telling the Warriors to calm down. There was that tip. So Wheaton Academy again brings the ball down. Dykema and Blackman. Charnowski and Perez in the middle. Here goes Bolt. Not able to hit. And a foul called. We'll see what this looks like here. Bolt not able to hit from the corner. Again, St. Francis real scrappy and tenacious. Wheaton Academy gonna need to really keep their composure here in this last 4 minutes. St. Francis, a bitter rival of Wheaton Academy and vice versa. So even though St. Francis brings a 5-11 record into the game, this is one of those Duke, North Carolina type rivalries, if you will. And when they play, just like a Duke, North Carolina, it is just a back and forth battle. And there it is, St. Francis takes the lead, fighting all the way back. Wheaton Academy been assessed with 6 fouls here in this second half. Nice pass by Blackman to Bolt. And there it is. Marcus Bolt finishes off a great pass by Gerald Blackman. Bolt will step to the free throw line. What I was about to say, it's hard to fathom any foul differential with both these teams being so aggressive. But right now the Warriors with 6 fouls against them and St. Francis with only 4. Bolt, ice in his veins, steps up, hits that free throw for his 11th point in the game, and here they come. One of the things that I enjoy is watching the Warriors when they switch up their defenses and leverage their size. Big shot from St. Francis. Not able to see who hit that. There's Bolt who takes the ball. So Wheaton Academy, and there's the answer from Marcus Bolt. Again, ice in his veins. Wheaton Academy staying poised to take the 47-46 lead with 2 minutes and 56 seconds to go. There's Dykema, and I got to imagine Coach Tunn needs the Warriors to play more disciplined. They are really trying to be aggressive and go for every steal, but St. Francis doing a good job of holding on to the ball. All right, so you'll see that that was here's the replay back to Bolt, and there was that money shot. So St. Francis with a 48-47 lead. Like I said, we have just under, I believe, 3 minutes to go. So we're coming into that final push of the game. Lots of energy. Again, the St. Francis freshman and JV teams here supporting everybody on their feet. Wheaton Academy supporters often this evening on watching us on television because they are with Winterim scattered all over. So here comes the Warriors. It's Sharnowski, Dykema, Christian Perez, Blackman, and Bolt. And then you've got, Michael Cascella back into the game. Great to see after a hard fall. Fasana, 24, Robert Nosek, 25, Eric Welsh, and 35, Marcus Ingold. So Wheaton Academy playing against this zone. There's Dykema from deep downtown for his third three-pointer of the game. And I say Marcus Bolt has ice in his veins, so does Jack Dykema as a shooter. And there it is, some great defensive pressure. Wheaton Academy ups their game. Like I said, back and forth here, these bitter rivals. For those of you sports fans, this is like Duke, North Carolina, the Red Sox and the Yankees. Some of those bitter, great sports rivalries. And that St. Francis Wheaton Academy one is no different. So Wheaton Academy here with just over 2 minutes to go. This is where it'll be interesting. The officials, St. Francis with only 4 fouls against them, and now with just under coming upon 2 minutes to go. Wheaton Academy has the lead, has the ball. And St. Francis is gonna need to get possession back. There's Christian Perez into the game. Marcus Bolt from Dykema. There it is, 3 points. And just like that, Marcus Bolt has had a monster second half. He and his lifelong buddy, Jack Dykema, really huge, coming up big here for the Warriors. And there's Christian Perez doing a great job defending. There goes the three for St. Francis, not able to get it. Ball goes to the floor. Marcus Bolt heads up, play. I think he banged his elbow. I think he's all right. Calls timeout. So with just 1 minute and 22 seconds to go, the Warriors will have the ball with a 5-point lead. Like I have said to you this whole night, though, no lead feels safe with this tenacious St. Francis defense. And they have just not quit the whole game, fighting back from being down in the first quarter. And then also in the third quarter, Wheaton Academy went on a run and St. Francis fought their way back. And it has been a blow-by-blow game here in this fourth quarter. So both teams talking it over here. You see Wheaton Academy still does have 3 timeouts, while St. Francis down to their final timeout. So it is such an honor to bring you these games, and we want to encourage you to follow us on the Real WA TV, Instagram and Twitter. You'll see there are some of our young Warrior fans. So Wheaton Academy ready to finish the game here. Wheaton Academy has the ball. We're going to see what St. Francis runs. Coach Aaron Dwyer really doing a nice job, and he has changed up the defenses effectively, has motivated his kids throughout this game. St. Francis looking to put full court pressure on. And I have to imagine they're going to need to foul here. They're going to need to foul 3 times to get into the bonus. That was a dangerous cross-court pass by the Warriors. They will need to stay very, very vigilant here and make the safe pass, be under control and poised, which should not be hard because the Warriors have a lot of experience with Blackman in the backcourt, Dykema. There it was a little bit of a, and there's Dykema doing a great job on the defense after the turnover. That was a great defensive play by Dykema right here. Looked, saw the ball, stepped up, grabbed it for the Warriors. But like I mentioned, the foul disparity now, while frustrating earlier for the Warriors, now works in their favor because St. Francis will need to foul 2 more times in order to stop the clock and get the Warriors to the free throw line. Sanuga coming back into the game, and I imagine that is because Toby Sanuga is one of the Warriors' leading free throw shooters, shooting 83% from the floor this year. So Marcus Bolt inbounds to Blackman with just a minute and change to go. And here we go. A little surprised St. Francis is not putting more pressure. That has got to be, yeah, the official's not going to call it, but that should be an intentional foul. Anytime you just grab a jersey, there was no going for the ball there. Sanuga and Blackman did a nice job. You'll see this here. He didn't go for the ball at all, but unfortunately the official's not calling the intentional foul there. And Wheaton Academy okay with that. They just inbounds the ball. They've got 4 guards and Max Charnowski, who quite honestly functions like a guard and does a great job hitting Marcus Bolt, who, like I said, Marcus had a little bit of a slow start tonight. St. Francis did a great job, held him to just, I believe, 3 points in the first half, and then in the second half, Marcus Bolt has exploded for 16 points to have 19 for the night to lead the Warriors. The Warriors being led by Marcus Bolt, Jack Dykema with 13, and Gerald Blackman with 10. Blackman there fouled, real aggressive. And so number 4, Michael Cascella, hit his first free throw. And he hits both. So it's a 5-point game with 40 seconds to go. The next foul will put the Warriors into the bonus. Held ball. Possession to the Warriors. Again, Wheaton Academy just needs to stay composed and stay poised here. Not try to do too much, just be fundamental and also not make assumptions. So both teams, that was Wheaton Academy calling a timeout there. Wheaton Academy with 2 timeouts left and St. Francis with just 1. 55-50 here with just about, I believe, 40 seconds to go in the game. We'll catch that here in a second as the timeout clock ends. All right, so St. Francis going to put full court pressure on, full court man pressure on. It'll be interesting to see what Coach Tun does. Ball enters to Sanuga, and if I were them, I would want it to stay with his hands because Sanuga is the leading free throw shooter for Wheaton Academy, shooting 83% for the year. So Toby will go to the free throw line, shooting 1 and 1. St. Francis in the bonus now. Both teams in the bonus, Wheaton Academy and St. Francis. And so with 30.3 seconds to go, the Warriors up 5. Sanuga with an opportunity to extend the Warriors' lead, and he does. Like I said, Toby has just been money for the Warriors from the free throw line. And so here he is with the second half of that 1 and 1. We'll see here, Warriors leading 56-50 with 30 seconds to go. Sanuga not able to finish it, and so Wheaton Academy will just need a defensive stop. They did not play good transition defense there. St. Francis push, and they couldn't get the ball to go. You see here, that was a fortunate no foul. They weren't able to get that tip. Ball went off. There, Marcus Bolt trying to call that, but unfortunately with his tall reach, the official saw that it went off Marcus's hands. There he is though. Marcus, great defense. Foul. Charnowski is gonna go to the free throw line, I think. So there it is. Charnowski gets fouled. He'll step to the free throw line with 18 seconds to go. This has been a great game. Pretty slow first half with the Warriors being held to just 21 points. You'll see their offense did sort of explode here in the second half, and St. Francis has done a nice job going blow for blow with them. Charnowski not able to hit that free throw, and so with 14 seconds to go, Michael Cascella tries to look for the 3. Bolt has the ball, and I think that was a block by Sanuga. He is a great athlete, boy. We'll look here, right here, and see it. Here's Michael Cascella, and there's Toby Sanuga. Blocks it, Bolt picks it up, gets fouled. Bolt will step to the free throw line and see if he can hit his 20th point for the night. So Wheaton Academy comes into this game with a record of 11-5, and there it is. Marcus Bolt hits that free throw to extend the lead to 7. Both these teams played once already this season, with Wheaton Academy defeating St. Francis 61-52 when they played at the Thanksgiving tournament. And there it is, Marcus extends that lead again to 8 points for his 21st point of the game. So hard-fought game between two bitter rivals. Christian Perez into the game, fighting there for the end. And Wheaton Academy, your Warriors, able to defeat the St. Francis Spartans by a score of 58-50 for another win in the MSC. That brings the Warriors to 5-1 in the league and 12-5 overall. I'm Corey Hockett, and I am so thankful for each of you who watch us here on WA TV. Feel free to follow us. We'd love to keep you in the loop on the Real WA TV and Instagram and Twitter. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we will look forward to the next time that we can bring you a game. The Wheaton Academy Warriors on the road next week with 2 games away, but we will look to, once second semester starts, be back and you see their upcoming schedule, Elmwood Park and St. Ed's away games, and then January 25th they'll be back here against Guerin. I'm Corey Hockett and signing off for Wheaton Academy and for WA TV. Have a wonderful evening.